And now I put up these business.
So it's in the package. So
Yeah, I've got it on my, where I can share my screen. And all I loaded just the last. That's the only one I have.
I remember this morning. Yeah.
I have very little. I can't find songs.
It's good to learn. Well, usually we go through, not go through this. Honestly, already was still gonna be. I always yeah. Okay. I put it out a bunch of stuff. But not everybody. I did one. Yeah. So I don't know how it did. I can share. I quite just asking. It's still showing the. Yeah. That's okay.
Still there. And I'm trying
Just has two things in my house. They don't see it. How are you? Wow, how are you? Very well, thank you.
How about now? A little bit better? Okay. Okay, everybody, we're gonna start in a few minutes. We're getting some stuff organized up here still. Okay, so everybody's doing this.
I've got two people.
All right, everybody, that was everyone and everybody at the same time, so it was everyone-y. That's how I'm going to start this meeting, apparently. So good morning, everybody. I am going to call this meeting to order at 10:02. This is the December 2025 Missouri Evergreen membership meeting. Let's see. Everything was sent out in the packet beforehand. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the October 16th membership meeting. Jake? Sue, second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. We're moving right along already. We're going to move to the the board report. That's me. I just wanted to share with everybody that the Missouri Evergreen Board, we're on this train right now. We are having working meetings. We are meeting to make some decisions that we've been talking about for a long time. The first thing that we are focusing on, we had a meeting last month, and this month's meeting, the working meeting for the board, we are working on the financial health of Missouri Evergreen. That's what we're focusing on right now. And then we're moving on into we're just trying to move Missouri Evergreen to be more organized and into the very large consortium that we are. We're trying to organize ourselves better so we can serve all of our libraries a little better. All right, Colleen, are you ready?
I can.
Okay.
All right. Too much talk with them. As far as migrations, we are happy to announce that Sedalia, Bonterre, and Centralia. Anybody here from Sedalia?
No, she couldn't come.
Okay, Bonterre, Carly, are you here? Centralia, there you are, Amy. Sorry, you were hiding behind Jake. We are moving forward with those migrations. Equinox has been in touch with each of them to begin their actual migration. So hopefully very soon we will have them on Missouri Evergreen. We are happy to announce we have a brand new member, and that is Claudia at Missouri River Regional. I have trouble saying it. And hopefully they'll be entering probably late fall next year sometime, I think. Winter.
Until 27.
It might be 2027, yeah. So they might be a little ways down the road, but we're definitely happy to welcome them. And okay, the next thing on mine was MessageBee. Most of you are aware MessageBee is the platform that we use to send out text to our patrons for overdues, holds, courtesy reminders, auto renewals. We have had a little bit of a problem with about 10 of our libraries getting a lot of spam. So we moved those 10 to their own separate campaign versus being on the rest of Missouri Evergreen, so we can try to flesh out what's going on with them. I am unhappy to report last week, which was the first week on the campaign, we are getting spam. So we are still trying to figure out what's going on with why those 10 libraries, and it seems to only be those 10 libraries that are having the problem, and we're still working to try to figure it out. Back when we first ordered a Message B, we bought 2 million texts. We have ran through about 1,300,000 of those texts, so we will have to be buying another block of 1 million texts sometime probably early spring, which is about 9,000. They say the most growth that we're seeing in our text is the 3-day courtesy renewals. I mean, the 3-day courtesy reminders is our biggest growth area in text. Okay, save the date. On April 24th, we will have our conference here in Columbia. It will be at Stony Creek. Robin Westfall, president of MLA, has agreed to be our keynote speaker, so we're very happy about that. If you have an idea for a presentation that you would like to give, please let us know. I'll be sending out formal invitations for anybody that would like to present at our MEC. We need a lot of help. We need presenters. If you have an idea on what to present or something that interests you, please let us know. Aspen Libraries. Yes. You'll be taking one of those? Okay. We actually in the spring plan to add 5 more libraries to Aspen. If you are not familiar with Aspen, Aspen is another interface for our OPAC. And what it does is it combines your electronic data plus your print data into one handy app. Yes, Steve.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Sure. I recall when we first got Aspen that it was the cost was divided among the people that were going to join.
Yes.
So with more people joining, will our price go down?
Yes.
Awesome.
It actually went down for you this year because we had 25 libraries on Aspen. To join Aspen is a $2,500 fee. After that, there is an annual fee that is split between all the libraries that are on Aspen.
That's great.
So the more libraries that we get on Aspen, the less individual cost it will be to you. Yes.
Have they worked out connecting Aspen with Libby yet, or is there any kind of?
I have an email that we are working on. Kate and I, that was that email from Jason. We are working on that. So he sent me, he had asked some questions and he had asked to do this, but I had no idea of the technical questions. So I had to go back. There was some back and forth, but they are working on the Aspen and Libby connection.
Is that working for libraries that already had it?
Yes.
So it's just us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the new ones.
It's the new ones.
Yeah.
And to go back to our previous, the 10 libraries that are having trouble with spam from Message B are Aspen libraries, but they are not all of the Aspen libraries. So we are not sure what's causing the issue with spam, whether it is that region has a lot of people that don't understand. You can unsubscribe and they keep marking it as spam. And so therefore the carriers are blocking it. So we know that there's some issues that we have to work through and we're trying. But yes, it is a $2,500 slot to open. You will have 6 weeks of intensive training, not only on how to set it up, but also training on how to use Aspen. So keep that in mind whenever you're planning it. We plan on doing 5 in the spring and then another 5 in the fall. So if the spring is too busy, keep it in mind for the fall. But yes, I do need 4 more slots for Aspen because if we do not get a cohort of 5, we can't migrate Aspen under our current contract.
Am I still the only one?
You are still the only one. And now Stacy, Morgan County. So now I have 3 spots. Do I hear 2? Do I hear 1? Let's auction it off here. Okay, then as Kate mentioned the board and I are working on issues that the members reported at the June membership meeting and again in the survey. Where we're holding the sessions, we're looking at bylaw revisions. We're looking at, I can't use that. I have to use a regular mouse. Where you're looking at funding and sustainability, including hiring and retaining staff. I made a 2-year commitment, and I'm only part-time. You really need a full-time director. So we need to look at hiring and retaining staff. New recruitment of new members. We always need new MEC members. We're up to 83, including the 6 that haven't migrated yet, but we could always use more. That helps with funding and sustainability too. Of course, some of the things we're looking at is, I know that last June membership meeting, there was some questions on meeting requirements. And we've actually addressed some of that with the circulation committee, going to where you can actually just read the minutes to count. And the reports is my pet project and pet peeve. So that is something we are looking at, and a host of other issues that you guys said were issues with Missouri Evergreen. We're trying to fix them. And that's it on my report. Hey.
Okay, Katie, with the financial report, here she comes. Okay.
This is my first time giving the treasurer's report. Please be nice. Shannon's my training wheels in the back. Okay, so in the packet that was mailed out, you did get a copy of the financials. This is something that Kristen at Amigos prepares for us and sends out. So you can see the balance sheet, just telling you.
There.
First page, yep. It just shows you where we're at, snapshot as of November 30th. Then we move into our profit loss, which not a lot happened in the month of November. So it's kind of puny looking, I guess, in terms of our income, but we've already received. Are you waving at me?
No, I'm waiting to make Carol.
Oh, it's like, do you have a question? Can I help you, Carrie? So not a lot of income in the month of November, but you can see that we have already received a large chunk of our fees from members. So thank you. Then you move into the budget versus actual. Again, we're doing well, especially since we're only 2 months into the year. So there's not a lot to be concerned about right now. We'll start tracking things a lot more closely as we get further into the year. Obviously, the biggest part of our income that we have not received is the second payment of our grant, which is expected.
When Colleen writes the report.
Yes, yeah. You all know how state library grants work. You only get half the payment and then you get it later. So
We get
we get it in thirds. So, thank you.
I can't read it. I don't have a piece of paper. What is your financial position as far as what you have in the bank?
In the bank, yes. So back on page 1, we have several different accounts. Our main checking account has $558,160. And then we have an investment account. So we've got a little extra cash that we don't need on hand. And so we invest that through Brookmont is who Amigos uses. And we have $53,874
Okay.
in that.
I want to see what I'm joining,
Absolutely.
Very solid.
Is she signed up for the emails yet?
I have not put her on the email list.
Okay, so you
I
will
will do
start
that.
getting a copy of these in the agenda packets.
I just couldn't read it.
I will give you my copy when I walk by. And then the very last page is the aging report. This is the people on the naughty list. So if you haven't paid us, this is your official notice. Please pay us. Any questions about the financials? As both Kate and Colleen said, we are working as a board to make sure that we are financially sustainable. So myself and Shannon and the executive board are working to lay all of that out. What does our future look like, both with and without LSTA grants? Since the future of LSTA is, We want to make sure that we know what we can do in the future and how we can make sure to sustain all of you lovely people in your libraries continue providing the resource sharing that we have. Okay, thanks.
Oh, okay. So we need to approve the financial report as presented. Would anyone like to make that motion? Ron, Patrick can second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. We're going to move on to the committee reports. Sarah will be she's joining us online. So let's see if we can hear Sarah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. At the last cataloging meeting, we talked about measuring and mark records, and just a reminder that we should be always rounding up if it's in between centimeters. We also talked about our upcoming projects. We will be working on a deduplication project with Equinox. The timeline is sort of to be determined, but it will go up on the test server first once we figured out the parameters for matching. So we will be testing that heavily before it goes to the actual catalog. There is no cataloging meeting in December. The next meeting will be January 12th. And also in January, Liz will start scheduling the regional trainings for next year. So if your library would like to host a regional training, please reach out to Liz. And that's everything.
Okay, I did just want to mention to your catalogers that our pet photo contest for Christmas is still out there. So submit your cute pets in their Christmas garb or under the Christmas tree or whatever.
How did I forget to say that?
I know, right? Is Liz on the call? Liz, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, Sarah was handling it. I'm just a floating head today. But hello.
Thanks, Liz. All right. Any cataloging questions? We're going to move on to CERC with Rhonda.
Hi, good morning. Working together with the Executive Board and Equinox, we are moving ahead with the permission project changes as part of the ongoing permission project. So our next step is for every
she
library
froze. Okay.
currently using
Hopefully she will unfreeze.
general circulation, general staff permission to evaluate the needs of those staff members and reassign new permissions as appropriate. So are they primarily a CERC person, primarily a cataloging person, or are they mostly admin? And then if needed, pick your primary one, and then if needed, add on those secondary permissions. And so if your library has staff members using that general staff permission level, either as their primary or secondary permissions, I will be sending you the list of who those people are. And it's just going to go to the libraries that are involved. And then we would like for you to make those changes by the end of January. So pretty much 2 months to make those changes. I will be sending out those lists probably the beginning of next week. If I get really organized, maybe by Friday, but more likely the beginning of the week. Not Sarah, but Liz said, if you have questions for the cataloging levels, be sure to, Liz can address that. Liz, do you want to jump in there?
Yes, so when we're redoing these permissions, I do have to go in and set everyone partially individually. They can do some of it for us, but I do have to move some people around myself. But if you go in and need to move your staff around and you just have questions about what level they should be at in cataloging, please feel free to email or to even text me, and I can go in and look at that and move them for you if need be.
So the same with CERC. If you have questions on that, feel free to contact me and I can help you with making some of those choices. Then questions about this?
But this is for CERC and catalog.
The question, Rhonda, is It's for CERC and cataloging?
Well, yes, the general staff permission group has more permissions than almost any permission group, and most libraries didn't realize that when they put in for this is just a general staff member. So there's a significant amount of CERC, a significant amount of cataloging, and a significant amount of admin kind of all rolled into one. And so the executive board and Equinox believe that it's a better option that we each person, based on what they're actually doing for your library, has those specific permissions instead of just a cover all situation. And so that's why we are making those changes. At this point, I think there are 137 staff members across Missouri Evergreen that either have general staff as a primary or secondary permission.
Okay,
So, just to clarify, by the end of January, we should move all our staff into either these cataloging permissions or the circulating permission.
or,
And both are ready.
right, if you're using the general staff permission group, that is no longer going to be usable. They need to be circulators or whatever they are, and you can ask Rhonda that, or whatever, the cataloging permissions, and even admin. So if you have sysadmin or whatever, those should be. But a staff member should not be using the general staff permission group. And this is in, of course, their patron record.
You can assign somebody 2 different levels. You can assign them as cataloging and as a circulator. You can give them 2 secondary.
Right. So you can add multiple secondary permission things if needed. So like I say, if you have questions, contact me or contact Liz, and we will help you walk through. If it's beyond what we understand, we'll point you to Equinox, and I'm sure they would be able to fill in any gaps that we don't know.
So I
Any
just wanted to
other-
point out what Mary Beth just said. She said that her whole staff is sysadmin, and that's kind of what we're trying to move away from. Everybody, that's what this whole permission project is that we've been working on for 2 or 3 years now.
At
So
least
we
2
want-
years.
Yeah, we want the jobs to have the applicable permission level.
Okay, anything else before I go on? All right, not hearing anything. I want to remind you, this is my last chance to remind you that libraries should complete your portion of the deleting of patrons that have been expired for 3 years by December 31st. Equinox plans to purge those deleted accounts on January 5th. So I guess technically you would have a few days in January, but I'm just saying try and get it done by the 31st so that it will be ready for Equinox to just move ahead with that. Circulation
Rhonda?
is, yes,
Rhonda, Sue has a question.
sure.
She provide the detailed instructions for that on the circulars there.
It's on the website.
I
But
can't
there's
hear
an
what
app-
she's,
Yeah, there's an ask to reshare those directions on the CERC listserv. I think
Okay,
that
I
you've
can-
done that recently.
yes and no. We updated them and added a little bit more information. They are correct on the circulation resource page, but I would be happy to send them out to the CERC listserv again.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Thank you.
All right. Just like cataloging, we are not having a December meeting. And so the next time circulation committee will get together is on Tuesday, January the 27th at 11. Is there any other questions for circulation?
None in-house, any online? All right, thank you, Rhonda. Is anyone from the reports committee on the call that would like to speak?
Hi, it's
Hi, Heather,
Heather.
thank you.
Yes, Tony said he would not be able to be here. He asked one of the members to chime in for reports committee. So recently we have been working on the survey that was sent out over the general listserv 3 weeks ago and asked members to give us feedback about what kind of reports they need and what kind of training would be most beneficial for their libraries. And we had 37 responses from 36 different libraries, which I feel pretty good about. So thank you so much to those who were able to send their thoughts. If you wanted to send thoughts and didn't have a chance, you can always just send an email to a member of the reports committee and we can add them to our spreadsheet because we'll be discussing that spreadsheet and our plans for creating trainings at our next meeting, which is 1 week from today, December 11th at 2 o'clock, and everyone is welcome. Half the meeting ends up just being a troubleshooting for reports that you're having issues with. So you don't need to necessarily be a reports expert to show up. You'll always be welcome at the reports meeting. Thank you. The folks on Zoom are not hearing anything. I just wanted to say,
Yeah, it looks like the screen even froze with the in-person.
I wonder if someone needs to, I don't have my video on. Wave your hands, anything, something to get their attention. I wonder if they know.
I texted a colleague in the room.
Robin's there. Can I text her?
Maybe.
I
The
see.
rooms,
I can Heather, but what I meant, of course, is I can hear Heather. I personally could never Heather. Not capable.
Oh, okay. Colleen just posted in the chat that it looks like they are frozen. Katie says they're in the room, but we just can't hear them.
but
Well,
they can hear
Video,
us.
This
yeah,
doesn't
having
work
video
well.
freeze.
Yeah, it doesn't work well for me taking minutes.
I just hope I was making a dignified face when it froze on the screen.
I'm next on the reports. Do we want to go ahead and move forward? Okay, Katie says yes, so I guess I will go ahead and start the CAN committee report. Welcome, everyone. The main thing that we do have going on is the completion of the local admin manual. That's pretty much in the completed stages. And then, of course, as Colleen said earlier, we do have several libraries that will be coming on with us soon, and looking forward to that. If Mary Kay is able to speak more on the local admin project, I'll let her jump in.
Thanks, Leanne. The local admin manual has been submitted to Colleen for approval by the executive board. As soon as we update after the first of the year, we'll be updating the manual again because that's how that whole thing works. We are looking at, and I see Rhonda giving that wan smile and nodding her head. Yes, it's a lifetime of updates, but we are looking at the possibility of putting together an evergreen glossary. When we have new libraries on board, and there's an evergreen glossary that Equinox has, but a lot of the terms are terms we don't use or recognize. And but what we find is onboarding libraries sometimes don't get our terminology that we think's pretty apparent. So having a glossary in place, even just on the website, is going to be a great stepping stone for them. I am completing this weekend the PowerPoint for mentoring the mentor, and that will probably be a suggestion for a users conference session, is preparing mentors. As we're expanding, we need to expand our mentor pool and offer a little more formalized training for those folks. That's it.
Okay, can you guys hear us again by any chance?
Yes, we can.
Yay.
Oh, and
Alright.
also I will remind everyone that we do have our next CAN meeting December 10th at 1 o'clock. So anyone is welcome to join us and give us some input and take part in that. And then we'll have the next one after that will be January 14th. That should be it.
All right, thank you to Leanne and Mary Kay. Jane, are you in the room? Come on up. Jane with Mala is next, and she's on her way up to talk to all of us about Wonderful Courier.
Hello, all of you. So it's December, it's winter. We've already had our first big winter experience in part of the state. So I'm just here to sort of remind you of how that all looks. The state of Missouri has lots of different little micro, I don't know, climates, whatever. So what's happening where we are in Kansas City is not necessarily what's happening where you are, and what's happening where you are, we might not even know about in Kansas City if we're not paying attention broadly to the state's weather. On that note, there was a 35 vehicle pileup on I-70, and our long haul truck was in that. So all the things that were on that truck are somewhere in like a tow shop. So I've been told they don't think they lost anything out of the truck, and the driver was not injured. So it was it was either headed to Columbia or coming out of the Columbia warehouse. So that might help you. It happened on Monday, which could be good because maybe it didn't have as much stuff because of the holiday last week, or maybe it had more stuff because of the holiday last week. It's kind of hard to tell. So I will keep you posted as we hear from them on that. So just a reminder, most of you in this room have no issues with this, but don't just call me or send me an email or Katrina an email when you're closing. Use our form, because we often will work from home. None of us live close to the Mala office. So if the weather is inclement, we will be working, but we'll be working in our various spots in Kansas City at our houses. And so that Google form we can all access. One of our staff members was sick this week. So if you sent her an email, you only sent her an email, we never got it. So we probably sent our courier to you or whatever. So just use the Google form. It's right on we put it prominent on our page, just to report anything. And this week we had a number of people start out saying, hey, we're going to have a late start. Okay, great. Sometimes that works, but if you have an early drop, like if they come to your library at 9 and you're having a late start, it is unlikely that they can circle back around. Their routes are really long. And so just FYI, know that. But what we also want you to do is what people did this week is you think you're going to start at 10 and now it looks really worse. So you just end up closing for the whole day. Just let us know that too, so we can just keep Capital Express informed, because they may have also had a late start. So your late start may have coincided with their late start. So just keep us in the loop. Yes.
We've also got that The link to Mala's website for closing is right smack on the front page of our Evergreen Library's website.
That's right, Ron. I forgot about that. Ron put that there a couple years ago, which we appreciate, and I'm sure you do too, because it's right there where you're looking. The other thing is holidays. Everybody has different holidays. So Mala was closed on Thursday and Friday of Thanksgiving. We will be closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So you all may be doing very vastly different things for those holidays. So just make sure you update. That's also on that form. It's where you just report holidays. We have placed a bag order. It hasn't arrived yet. It takes about 6 weeks to arrive. So we will be replenishing bags hopefully soon. Some of you were involved in the 2 incidences that have been submitted to insurance claims for Capital Express. I'm just posting all of those invoices. We've received them all from you. They're in the process of being taken care of. The only other time we've had experience with this was a fire in Topeka, and that was under Henry, and it took a long time to get those things taken care of. Insurance, as we all know from our personal lives, does not like to pay very fast. So if you're in doubt, like, oh, did Katrina get it? No, she's just the one to reach out. She has the copy. It was, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it didn't affect you and you're lucky. The last thing, I know you're all just waiting to hear about this tracking project, which is still coming along. We are pretty close. Next week, we're trying to get a schedule for, they think, our final schedule meeting to see how it's working. They got that back in October and it wasn't quite ready. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. If that is the case, we'll be moving quite quickly with the pilot libraries. And, you know, what we saw in October, Lori saw it and Sarah from St. Louis, it's going to be a quick adaption. So once we get it from them in what we think is a pretty ready to go state, I think it's only going to be, you know, a very quick turnaround. The first 3 pilot libraries, the next 5 pilot libraries, and then we might open it up to just a few more, just seeing what kind of glitches we have. And the reason we're doing it with the pilot libraries is they're the ones who can help us help you figure out best practices. We at Mala can run we've all worked in libraries for many, many years. So we can do like, oh, you put this here, you do this, we'll have this. But we don't have any collection at Mala. We're just sitting at our desks. So we don't have like, how does 100 books look when we do this? How does 600 books look when we do this? How does 5 books look when we do this? How does it work when we're a 1-day a week library versus a 5-day versus a 2? So that's why we've gotten pilot libraries of various sizes to try to help with that part. So that's their sort of focus. Yeah, Sue.
Why the pilot libraries?
Oh, of course you would ask that. I planned that like months ago. North Kansas City. Sue, I believe you are one in Livingston, right? No? No, okay. I thought you were. So, see? No, it's I can find it and get it to you. Katie is, yes. Out Cass County, North Kansas City, Cass County, Kansas City. And then those are our first group. And so St. Joe, are you on? No, I think you're the second group. So before the end of this meeting, I'll come back up here and tell you who they are, because they're all on my laptop back in the back, and I was not rethinking like, oh, those people might want a reminder. So that is all I have to report, except now I have an assignment and I'll be back up later. Who has a question? Anybody have a question? Anybody online have a question? Sue has another question.
Groups, like the first group and then the second group, like, how's that working? I mean, how are we deciding?
It hasn't happened yet because we don't have any software. What I did was just pick about 8 or 9 libraries of various sizes and various parts of the or the state. We picked the first 3 because they're in the metro area, and Katrina and I can go out and be hands-on for each of them as they come on board. That's harder for us to do, so we want them to be the first, so that if there's like, oh my God, something terrible is going on, or something like, oh, this is unexpected, we can get there. So their round may last just a little bit longer because they'll be our first and we'll need to write up some things. But then the next 5 or 6 should be relatively quickly when they get it, because they, while Kansas City is a big library, it doesn't do the volume that the Evergreen libraries do. So Cass is our biggest in that group, that first group, and then North Kansas City. But all 3 of those libraries have 5-day a week. And so that's helpful for us to be able to see how does it work when it's an everyday thing. Then the next group does not have 5-day a week. So we'll be able to see like, okay, what changes do we need to do for those libraries that are different than 5-day? Because as you know, 5-day just has a whole different feel to it.
So in those pilot groups, do you have libraries that may not be open daily? Because that's going to change your workflow. We're not open Sundays.
Yeah, that I don't know. That wasn't something we took into consideration. We took into consideration their stops per week. So the software knows your next delivery date. So it should not matter. I see what you're saying, but because you might be closed like the day before your delivery.
Yes.
So.
And like our delivery doesn't get there until the closing of the day, 3 days before.
Okay.
So I'm going to be a weird exception.
Okay. Come talk to me later today, and we might put you in the pilot. We might put you to the pilot group. Yeah. Yeah, come talk to me later, and we might put you in the pilot group, because it's not too late to join, because we haven't even started yet.
The other question is, what about our single friends with MLC? With their own network and how that might work for them? Is that another pilot group too?
It should not.
No, they use Mala just like.
They just use us regular. They do their own. Their branches, they do their own, but they've always just been a Mala member. So at 5 days a week. So what they do between themselves, we stay. It's like Las Vegas. We don't know about that.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think we just, yeah. Right. Yeah. So even if you did, I'd be fine. Like whatever they do over there, that's fine. It's working. Good questions. Any other questions? Okay, I'll be back up later with my pilot group.
All right, thank you, Jane. Next, I think Terry's here from the State Library. Janet's here. Corey's online.
I'm
Okay.
online as well. I drew the short straw. Maybe not. So not a lot to report. But the shutdown is over, so federal funds are flowing again, so grant payments are being made. IMLS is really understaffed and very behind, so how quickly that money flows out and how quickly we make payments and all of that may be up in the air, but money is flowing again, so that's good. One thing is Meredith, who some of you may work with for the migration grants, has taken another position within the Secretary of State's office. So if you are working on one of those migration grants or have questions, you can reach out to me or Terry and we can help you with that or review it. We will be replacing her position, but we're not exactly sure right now who's going to be handling those migration grants or whatever going forward. But in the meantime, it's going to be me and Terry to direct all those questions to. So if you do have questions, reach out. We're processing those migration grants as received. We're trying to get as many people through for this funding cycle. Because like I mentioned, the IMLS funds, we never know day to day what's going on with those. The analogy I used the other day was that I'm just Charlie Brown this year and everyone keeps pulling out the football every time we try to kick it. But hopefully we're fairly stable for the moment. And we're trying to get as much done with the LSTA funds we have right now, moving forward. We did just wrap up the PLS, and I want to thank all of you all. I know how hard it is for you to go through those reports and figure out those circulation numbers and everything else. We are having conversations with Colleen, and we'll be moving forward on making that process easier for you, because I know it is a pain to get the numbers you need out of Evergreen, but we do appreciate it. We're also working with Jane with the tracking project I just mentioned, and Missouri State Library will be one of those early pilot libraries, not the initial group, but one of the ones soon afterwards. So we'll be keeping an eye on that process as well. That's most of what I have to report.
Okay, who has questions for the State Library? Nobody in-house or online? All right, now the dreaded other matters. Does anybody have anything they would like to discuss? Going once.
Harry. Harry's mad.
All right, any questions online?
Oh, wait a minute, Jane's
Okay.
coming back up.
Here comes Jane with her 9 pilot libraries.
Okay, drum roll here. It is Kansas City, Cass County, North Kansas City as our first round. Then we have Cape, Trails Regional, St. Joe, Missouri State Library, and Nevada Public Library. So if you would like to be in a third round, if we do it, come see me. Because we could use a few more 2-a-day libraries who would like to be in. I'm looking at all of you. So just come back. I'm in the very back row because I'm feeling like I didn't need to see everything as well as everybody else. So just, I'm here all day. So just stop by and see me if you're interested. I don't know what it will look like, but you'll be first to know. So it'll be fun. Thanks. You're welcome.
Hi, guys, this is Terry. I'm going to test your memory. Who seconded the minutes at the beginning of the meeting? Because I didn't hear it online.
Jake and Ron?
No, the beginning is Jake and Sue.
Sue. Okay, Jake and
It's
Sue.
always us, just so you know.
Thank you.
We routed an attendance sheet and we'll get it to her.
Okay.
Yes.
Mary Beth says that we have an attendance sheet here as well. Thank you to whoever did that.
And I sent my cell phone number to Colleen in an email. So if someone just send me a screenshot of that, I'll take care of it.
Great. Okay. Am I entertaining a motion to adjourn?
I do.
Carrie? We have Carrie as first and Jake as second. All in favor? All right. Happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the conference.